I've never shit it so much. I was shitting it usually when I wrestle, I'm shitting it beforehand and then I come out and I'm fine. I'm like, I got this. This is easy. But then this time I was shitting it beforehand. I was shitting it like all throughout the drive there. I was shitting it when I came out the curtain. I was shitting it in the ring. And the only time I could relax was when we got back.
Well, welcome back to the Grapple Theory podcast. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And today we're joined by someone I would consider one of the fastest rising stars in British wrestling today. It's Zizi. Zizi, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
I am good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good. No, it's a pleasure to have you here. And I think the timing is perfect because as of time recording, we're only a week away from Eve's huge, again, anniversary show, I guess, Fall Girls, where you're involved in a massive match that we're going to talk about in a little bit. But also I think this year has been a real breakout year for you, the last sort of 12 months especially, in terms of what you've been able to do and where you've worked and what you've been able to achieve. Does it feel like that for you?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like you kind of don't really get to take have the time to take it in and really think about how far you've come to when I first stepped in a wrestling ring and stuff like that. But the stuff I'm doing at the minute, I'm having so much fun with it. So yeah, definitely.
I was going to say, you sort of just ride that wave, don't you? We've had plenty of people come on and be when you're in the middle of it, you sort of just waiting, you just keep riding it for as long as it'll go, and it's only afterwards you can take that step back and be like, oh shit, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, 100%. I
mean, have you noticed a change in your style of wrestling, or the way you wrestle, the way you just approach matches in that time, as you've been gaining more experience and more confidence?
I think I've just started to stress out a little less and not worry about it too much.
I think that's the key thing.
I get very stressed before matches, and now I'm like, well, it's going to be fine. We're going to figure it out, whatever happens. So.
Yeah, I think that's important, isn't it? I think it's again, it's nice to have a little anxiety, I imagine, just because that's when you care about something, right? It's always important to have that little bit, but you don't want it to be overriding.
Yeah, and just always I'm always absolutely. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah. Basically anything's on the table here.
Okay, cool. I said I'm always shitting bricks just before I go out, but then after that it's fine. But it's just the actual kind of backstage and stuff like that is a little less stressful than it used to be, which is relieving.
I imagine as well, getting those reps in and working more places and getting to know the guys in the locker room a little more as well helps with that, because then you're just more familiar with everyone. It just makes it a bit easier, I imagine.
100%, because I'm quite a shy person, and so I find it difficult to make friends straight away. I have to kind of be with people and get comfortable with them before I can make be able to chat to them normally. So the fact that I'm now at a point where I am good friends with quite a lot of people on the scene, just because I've seen them loads, it's so much better than when I first started and I was just I don't know anybody here, Jesus, what do I do?
It's really surprising to hear you say that, just simply because of the character you are out when you go through the curtain. You're obviously really loud and really boisterous, and I wouldn't have got that from you at all. You just come across really in the zone when you're out there.
No, I'm so shy. I'm actually if I don't know somebody well, I will not talk unless I absolutely have to.
I get that. I'm always very standoff. I'm no, if I don't have to talk to someone, I probably won't.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I'll leave it instead. But I get that. But no, it's been great to see the stuff you've been doing over the last few months. We're going to get into a bunch of stuff that you've been doing, but I guess as the time this goes out, we're only a couple of days removed from Eve's big anniversary show, the Fall Girls, where you're involved in huge War Games style match. You, Sapphire Reed, Maya Matthews, and as of time of recording, unannounced mystery partner against LA Taylor, Session Moth Martina, Sky Smithson, Nightshade. That's huge. That's a big match. Not imagine just for yourself, but for everyone involved, and for Eve as well, to be putting on that style of match for an anniversary show, and for essentially what's at stake is pretty big.
Yeah, it's a bit it's my first steel cage match. I don't do that many gimmick matches, and for it to be at Eve with 8 women eventually going to be in this cage, it's going to be pretty crazy. But I'm very excited.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that part. I mean, like, in terms of the steel cage, well, like, obviously worry in a sense. But, like, as far as I can remember off the top of my head, I can't think of any steel cage matches that any of the other competitors in it have been in. Like,
No, they do them that often. I think there's Fight Factory, some has steel cage matches. There are some places, but it's very, very rare in British wrestling. So.
Yeah.
It's a really good opportunity for everybody involved.
For sure. And what about yourself then? Because obviously, for anyone who didn't watch it, and for those who may need like a reminder of it, obviously at the last show, you turned your back on LA Taylor. You were meant to be facing her, then you ended up teaming with her, and then you ended up stabbing her in the back and joining Sapphire's team for this big War Games match. I mean, like, what was the conversation there? What happened there? Like, are you and Sapphire, like, were you just chatting backstage and she like convinced you, or like, you know, how did this come about?
Listen, like, I'm 20. Saf is 20 or 19, I think. Maya Matthews is, I think she's 18, 19 or 21 of those. We're all young. Like, we gotta be in this together.
I was going to say,
I have their back.
You completely, like, just turned your backs on all, like, the veterans of the locker room.
They're so old. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding. But...
No, I was going to say... makes me feel bad. I'm like approaching 30 now, and it's just got me feeling very old, like very old indeed. I'm like, come on, guys, give us a break.
Nah, it's a team of like very young wrestlers, so of course I had to join it. Like,
yeah,
I was a shoe-in for that team. I had to be.
I was gonna say, like, I think you state your claim pretty well. Obviously, like you made your debut like again like the month before against Alex. But that's a thrown in the deep end one that Dan put you in there, isn't it? That's like that Alex Windsor in your first Eve match. That's properly like pushing you in, being like, go on.
Yeah, on first as well. Like, it was the most stressful match I've ever had in my life. But, like, it was fun. I really enjoyed it.
That was one of those ones, like, just before you come out the curtain, again, like, shitting it a little bit.
I've never shit it so much. I was shitting it, like, usually when I wrestle, I'm shitting it beforehand, and then I come out and I'm fine. I'm like, I got this. This is easy. But then this time, I was shitting it beforehand. I was shitting it, like, all throughout the drive there. I was shitting it when I came out the curtain. I was shitting it in the ring. And the only time I could relax was when we got back.
Wait, like after the pin? After, like, you go backstage, like, after you go through the curtain?
After I lost. Yeah.
I mean, like, again, I wouldn't hold that against. Like, first Eve match against Alex Windsor, like, it would have been insane if you'd won that. Like, that would have been, like, the debut of dreams.
Yeah.
Alex is, like, such a stalwart there, you know what I mean? But, like, again... That's crazy that, like, again, if you were nervous throughout that entire thing, I gotta say, it didn't show. Like, I thought you guys had a really solid match, like, a really good match. And, like, you did not show any nerves there. If you were feeling it internally, you didn't show it externally at all.
Oh, well. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was just, like, not only was it wrestling Alex, who is one of the best wrestlers in the country today, also, like, it was a completely different style of wrestling to what I'm used to. And, like, there's a lot more in it. It's a lot faster, and like I was just like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to keep up, how I'm going to be able to do this, how I'm going to be able to remember everything, and I was just like, so it was just a combination of so many things, plus not having that much time beforehand because we're on first. I was like, shit, if I fuck up, it's going to be really bad. But,
I was going to say, like, again, I'm going to be careful with how I word this, because again, like, spoke to Ivy about this when we had her on. About your, like, I'm going to call it unofficial Eve debut, because, again, she mentioned to us that, like, again, like, initially you were sort of, like skeptical about taking the booking just because, like, you didn't want that to be your Eve debut, and I'm referring, obviously, to anyone who doesn't know, to the Multiverse Rumble this year, which was brilliant. You came out as a shark and, like, attacked Lana and Ivy, and I think it was great. Like, it was brilliant, but, like, was there that apprehension from you that you, like, didn't want that to be, like, seen as your debut?
Well, you know what it was? The only reason why I didn't want to do it, and it was only for, like, 10 seconds, was because Dan had announced on Twitter that he was looking for wrestlers for this new show for people that had never been to Eve before. And I traveled down to Eve beforehand to, like, watch the show, and it was always, like... somewhere that I really wanted to be on because it's Eve. And I was like, I hope this doesn't count. Like, if this counts as a debut, so that means I can't now do the show that's for people that have never wrestled on Eve. So that was my only apprehension. I was like, is Dan gonna then be like, nah, she's been a shark for me, so I can't have her on the show? It was fine.
I think that would have been harsh of Dan. I think that would have been really harsh. I mean, like, for what it's worth, I thought that was brilliant. I thought it was hilarious. I've got to ask, like, do you enjoy this sort of thing? Because again, like, as well, conveniently at the time of recording, we're approaching Wrestival again this year, and last year you were in Wrestival, and you were a massive fuck off great big dinosaur. So, like, I don't want to say, is this your gimmick now? But, like, is this something you like really enjoy? Like, you enjoy the dressing up in that sort of thing? Because, like, you sell it really well. It looks like you're having the time of your life when you're out there.
I love it. I absolutely love it. If I could, for every single match that I do, somebody's like, right, here's an inflatable costume, put it on and go be this and just have a nice fun match, I would be like, absolutely, yeah, I'll do it every single time. It's so fun.
It would really get the creativity going, wouldn't it? Like, after a few as well, you got to really start thinking, right, what else can I dress up as?
I know, but yeah, like, I feel like the best ones have already been done, like the shark and the dinosaur. That dinosaur match will forever be, I don't think anything will top it. That is my favourite match of all time.
Really? Yeah, I was going to say, which did you prefer out of the dinosaur and the shark, but it's the dinosaur?
Because the dinosaur was a full match, and I got to really show the character.
You did? It sounds weird to say that, doesn't it? Like, only in wrestling could you say
I know, but it's just like, I remember talking to my friends and stuff that don't do wrestling, and they don't know anything about wrestling, and I'm like, I got paid to dress up in an inflatable dinosaur costume in front of a shitload of people and just do, like, literally the most stupid shit and fight somebody. And I got paid to do that. And I was like, this is just the craziest life. Like, being like that, having those kind of opportunities. Like, if you told me that's what I'd be doing when I was 14, she'd be like, what the fuck?
I was going to say, like, the Zizi that, like, first decided I want to be a wrestler, that first, like, got into training, that first, like, started going to shows and going to training and doing that sort of stuff. Did that Zizi ever think that you'd be doing stuff like that?
No, probably not. I wanted to be a serious wrestler, but now I realise I don't like serious wrestling. I do like serious wrestling, but I also love just being able to, like, let go and just be silly and stuff like that. Like, I love it.
I think that's so important, isn't it? To, like, because it lets that creativity out as well. Like, and that's nothing against, like you say, like the serious wrestling, because it's just as creative. But it's a really different style of creative. Like, you're going to have a serious match. Like, it's all in the prep and the planning and how you execute it. But it's so different to, like, again, going out there dressed as a dinosaur and just, like, having fun and enjoying it.
Yeah.
Even if you're, getting shot and having your tail trod on, if I remember correctly?
I know. Honestly. I got killed. Dinosaur can't return because it's killed.
Outraged. Last dinosaur as well, like, extinct now, fully.
Exactly. How could Kanji do that?
It's poor from Kanji, isn't it, really? It's poor from Kanji. But again, like, I think that's the fun of it. And again, you said it so well. It looks like you're having so much fun out there, and it's good to know that, like, you're enjoying it in that moment and really, like, going for it as well, which is a lot of fun. And again, like, the shark at the Multiverse Rumble was brilliant as well, just because it fit what Lana and Ivy were doing as well. Like, it just worked really well as, like, a trio, you guys.
Yeah.
But no, go on.
I said I would never have been able to be on the Multiverse Rumble if it wasn't for Ivy being like, Zizi, I need you to do this. I've got an idea. So, like, yeah, it was great. I'm glad.
I was going to say, I was going to get onto, like, your relationship with Ivy at TGW, which I think is a little bit different. But generally, like, I feel like it feels like you and Ivy have such a great relationship. Like, and she thinks the world of you. Like, again, like, I chat with her, like, She thinks you're just, like, brilliant, which is great. She was like, I've got to make sure it doesn't go to her head too much. But, like, it must be nice to really have that, like, support and almost, like, mentoring, I guess, of, like, someone who's been in the business for, like, so long.
Yeah, definitely. Like, before I met her, I'd only been around for a few months, so it wasn't like it didn't get to anywhere where it's like I was by myself. But she's always been there for me every step of the way, pretty much. Whenever I've needed help, I message her all the time, every single day, like, about any wrestling questions, and they're always usually quite stupid, but she'll always answer them for me and stuff like that. So having that support I don't think I would be able to like be confident at where I am now without having somebody like her to like reassure me and stuff like that, because it's stressful business.
A little bit, right? A little bit. I mean, again, I've only ever watched from the sidelines, but like seeing it and talking to wrestlers on this show, like it seems like it's stressful. Like I'm just gonna sit back. I'll let you guys do it. I'm gonna continue just watching, but I don't think I could ever put myself in that position.
Yeah, it's not easy. It's very, very exhausting and mentally challenging as well. Like it's mainly just like the travel. Like I can't imagine being in the WWE where they're literally on the road like 300 days a year or something like that. Because for me, it's like when I have a wrestling weekend, I'm just so tired. And just with the driving, it is exhausting.
It takes out of you, doesn't it? Like it's really weird how like driving, because I do it a lot just for football mainly as well. But like it's weird how knackering just sitting in a car is.
It is, yeah. It's just like I think it's just mentally tiring because you have to focus for such a long time and then you just get exhausted.
Are you the driver? Do you do the carpool or?
I've been driving a little bit more recently, but Ivy usually is the driver.
Just let her handle it. Yeah.
Yeah, she can do it.
I was going to say, because I clocked your shirt, the Panic at the Disco one. Is it? I'm trying to remember. Because Ivy said she took you to a game. Was it Panic's last show that Ivy said she took you to? Yeah, Panic's last tour.
And it was snowing, and we didn't think we'd make it.
Yeah. That's a fun journey.
Yeah, it was. It was fun. And I wasn't really like... I knew some of their songs, but I wasn't really a big fan of Panic. But she had a spare ticket. She was like, will you come with me? I was like, sure. But I'm a really big fan. I love them. They're great.
Now that they're broken up, you're like, yes, I'm all in.
I know. I'm like, I could never actually see them in concert now. It's so annoying.
But you got to see the last one, and that's what matters. That's the important thing. That's the thing that all the fans, like, who didn't get to see that will be, like, you're the envy of now, because you got to see that show.
And I didn't really understand what was going on. Like, Ivy was next to me and just crying her eyes out at times. And maybe she only did it once. She was like, I'm going to be bawling the whole time. And then it was just once that she was crying. And I was there like, I have no idea what's going on.
I was going to say, she did say that. She was like, Zizi wasn't as big a fan as me. And, like, I was in tears. And she looked at me like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
But now you understand. Now you get it. A bit more.
A little bit more. Maybe not to the extent where I would cry, but I understand a bit more.
Just a tiny bit, yeah. A little, one more step on the ladder.
Exactly.
Well, no, that's great. And we'll get on to Ivy and TGW in a sec, but I want to bring it back to the Fall Girls, to this upcoming EU show. Again, I got to ask, as someone, again, like I said, who's approaching 30 himself, like, what have you and Sapphire Maya got against the oldies? Like, what's wrong with being 30? Like, is it that bad?
They have the experience, but we've got the speed. Maybe not, actually, I'm not that quick, but the tenacity.
You're hungry for it.
We're hungry for it, exactly. We've got a point to prove. And they're, getting on a bit, like, bones are a little bit more fragile, stuff like that.
I was going to say, like, Martina as well. I mean, Martina's great, but the drinking she does, I've got to imagine that ages you a bit quicker as well.
100%. And if she's drunk, then, like, that's just one less person to worry about,
Now, I've got to ask, I'm sure you can't give anything away. Do you know who the mystery fourth person is joining your team yet? Or is that not revealed? Has Sapphire not told you yet?
I might know.
You might know.
I might potentially know who it is.
Oh my god. Is it oh god, mate, it's going to be really ironic if it's someone over 30. I feel like it can't be anyone over 30, and I'm racking my brain trying to think about who it could be.
You're just going to have to wait and see.
But I need to know. It's in my mind now. I'm like analysing the graphic. I'm like, can I recognise the silhouette? Is that someone like...
All I can say is that it's going to be fantastic.
Oh, I'm sure it will.
We have a better team, 100%.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a great team. Yourself, Maya, Sapphire, even, like, you three alone. Like, I think it's a phenomenal team. Like, I think you guys are three of, like the fastest rising stars, I think, in British wrestling. I think you guys are all doing a fantastic job. And it's, like, it has been a really cool storyline seeing, like, this evolution of Sapphire, like, come through and now, like, sort of banding you guys together against, like, the veterans of the locker room. Like, because it does feel like you have a point to prove. Like, you have a chip on your shoulder being like, almost like to Sky and Nightshade and LA and LA to a lesser degree, because she's also just recently debuted in Eve, but like especially to Sky and Nightshade and to Moth, just being like, you know, step aside, we're here now, we're the young guns, we're coming to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's been already, like, it must have been cool to like be part of that, like see that play out and like, yeah, be part of something that I think, like, personally I think is probably one of like the best angles Eve have done in like quite a few years. I think they had it running simultaneous with the Charlie Alex storyline. And like I think together, like those two are like two of the like my favorite Eve storylines for like a good few years.
Mm-hmm.
Like it must be really cool to be part of that in it and seeing it all happen.
Yeah. Dan's killing it at the minute. Like the shows, everyone's got a story and something to work towards. Like it's a really fun show and great to be a part of. Definitely.
Does Dan give you any like feedback or like in terms of directionally like what he's hoping for in terms of where you guys can take this and like? Especially like for yourself, like personally, like how you've been getting on, like after the first couple of shows that you've had there.
Yeah, he's awesome. Like he'll always, like I've always got voice notes from him about babbling on about so much stuff. And I think like I had a watch along with him the other day, last week or something, and we talked for maybe 45 minutes to an hour after we stopped the live and just about my character and stuff like that. Like he's so helpful. And he's so passionate as well that he's got like so many ideas and stuff for you to try out. But he's also like, I like the fact that he's always kind of pushing people to try new stuff out at Eve and get themselves out of their comfort zone. And he's like, you don't need to do it anywhere else, but I just want you to try something from my show. And it's great because it's like, you have an opportunity, like you don't have to do it every footwear, to just have a go at something. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, then it might be amazing and you can bring it everywhere and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and the thing we get about Dan a lot, especially on the podcast, is like that you sort of know you're on the right track when you get booked on Eve because Dan is like so demanding of what he wants when he brings someone in. Like that must give you like a real confidence boost in terms of like, right, like Dan has this faith in me, like I'm on Eve, I must be doing something right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Eve was always right from when I debuted. Like I loved watching Eve, and I was like, this is where I want to be. Like this is my next goal, and so be able to get on there is a great feeling, definitely.
You were watching them. You were watching like the Skies and the Nightshades, being like, you know what? In a few years, I'm going to come and take their place.
Something like that. No, it's like in a few years, I'm going to wrestle you. In a War Games match.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
just predictable, wasn't it, really? It's just predictable that it was going to happen, obviously.
Obviously.
No, it's going to be great. And like you say, like it's going to be like a first time for so many of you guys in that sort of environment. Like, can't wait to see it play out. I'm sure the crowd's going to be great for it as well. Like, and again,
crowd's always great.
It's just a stacked show as well. Like you say, Dan's killing it. Like, that show is mega. And again, like, I guess that gives you that almost that extra chip on your shoulder to be like, right, we want to go out and prove like we're the match of the night. We want to like steal the show from, because what is it, like title match is what, Nina Sue Young, like you want to take the attention away from that. You want people leaving thinking about your match, not that title match.
Yeah, well, I think what's great is that this card, I mean, I think there's only 3 matches that have been announced so far. The I Quit tag match, the title match, and our match, but they're all so different.
Yeah.
So we all, like, nobody's going to be stepping on each other's toes. We all just have complete freedom and creativity to produce the best match possible. And hopefully, like, everyone's going to bring something different to the card. All the crowd are going to come away thinking, wow, this was good, this was good, this was good. And it's like, because like they're all so unique to each other, where a lot of the time on wrestling shows, there'll be a lot of the same kind of matches. There'll be multiple singles matches, multiple tag matches, maybe multiple multi-man matches in some cases. And so it's quite difficult to do something completely unique to the rest of the card. But this time, like, everyone's got a really good opportunity to. So. Yeah,
it's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. And again, like, before we get on to stuff I want to talk about TGW, we're going to enter, like, our first little feature here on the podcast. Because, again, we know this vendetta that you three have got against the veterans of the locker room. But now I'm just going to ask you about all the other people in the locker room. Because this segment's called Dishing the Dirt. And I'm going to like give you some scenarios, and I want you to let me know which member of the locker room you think best applies to each thing.
Is that just the Eve or like?
No, it can be anywhere.
Okay.
So the first one is who has the worst music taste?
Probably me.
Yeah. What are we talking? Apart from Panic at the Disco now, what are we talking about?
Everything: classical music, country music, like I love like rock, rap, like every genre of music, and my playlist is the most random thing. I love musicals as well. Like, I'm a big fan of like what the West End and Broadway and stuff like that. So I say probably me because like I've definitely put music on in the car and people are like, what the fuck is this?
Because people think they know what they're going to get with the first song, and then you go a completely different direction with song two.
Yes, completely different genre. We'll go from like Chopin to freaking Eminem. You can't get much different.
I was gonna say, I'll go be honest. I'll get down with the classical music. I fuck with the classical music. Classical music's great because like I'm a big like metal fan, and I always think that classical and metal are really not that dissimilar.
They go so well together.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many. I've got so many songs on my playlist that are like classical metal stuff. I can't
you get
remember
like
what
a
it's
metal
called,
track.
and they're bangers, all of them.
You get a metal track with like a bit of violin behind it and stuff. Like,
Yes.
it's amazing.
I want that for entrance music, but I can't find the right one.
There's got to be one. Like, there's got to be a few. I mean, like, we'll find something. We'll collab on it. We'll work something out. There's got to be a song out there that will suit you.
Yes.
Yeah,
we'll find me if you find one.
Yeah, like every time now I see one, I'm gonna be like, I'll just message you, be like, is this it? Is this the one? Then when that music finally hits and you go for one, it's gonna be like, yes, got it. That's the one.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Nice. No, I love it. The next one is although actually I gotta say I don't go with the country music. That can fuck right off. Country music can get in the bin.
I love country music. I'm half Australian. Everyone in my family, they're all big country music fans. My cousin plays in a country music band. Can't hate the country music.
No, I can't do it. Ivy said the same about Brady. She was like, "Oh, Brady's a big country music fan," and I'm like, "No, come on."
We bonded over country music in the car once, and I was trying to play it for Ivy. Well, I forced her to listen to some because I was driving, so I had the right, and I don't think she was particularly impressed.
I sent Ivy. Do you know Bo Burnham, the comedian? So he does like, I'll send it to you after because I sent it to her. I was like, he does this like comedy song, like this comedy country song. And I was like, is this like what Brady thinks country music is? And she was like, yeah, that's exactly it, because it's like a piss take of it. But I'll send it to you to see what you think.
Yeah, send it to me.
But yeah, it's really good. But I can't do that. Speaking of, in terms of like your family being Australian and stuff like that, I mean, like, do you go back there often? Like, taking it on a tangent from this, do you get to go back to Australia often?
I was there like a few weeks ago.
Oh, you were?
So it's really expensive.
Yeah.
But whenever I can, I go. So I'm hoping to be able to go back at Christmas. Like, usually it's every 2 years, but then I did go on just a sporadic trip a few weeks ago, just because why not?
Yeah.
But yeah.
No, that's cool. Have you, again, I don't know, I feel like you haven't, but obviously you'll know better than me. Have you ever wrestled out there?
Yeah.
Have you?
Last month.
Last month? I don't remember seeing that.
At UPW in Queensland.
Oh, that's cool. How was that?
Yeah. It was really fun. Like, the people there, they're great. Like, I went for a training session and then it was this main event fatal four-way for the women's championship, and all my family came to see it, and like that meant so much to me because they would never in any other scenario be able to come and see me wrestle live. So the fact they got the opportunity, and it was mainly just like my 7-year-old cousin Jack got to see it, and he saw wrestling for the first time and he loved it. Like,
you were on his first show?
Yeah, that's the first time I've ever seen wrestling, and he was so into it, and I was just like, it's gonna make me cry because it's like, I just think it's so cute.
That's amazing. Yeah. Like, I imagine that's something you probably want to do more, because the Aussie scene out there is killing it. They've got such a good scene out there.
Yeah, definitely. I want to go down to Sydney because there's a really good scene down in Sydney.
Yeah, PWA are smashing it down there, aren't they?
Yes, exactly.
Did you see their Ringmasters show from like last week or a couple of weeks ago? Like, if you get a chance, they gave it away for free on YouTube, and it's a hell of a show.
Okay,
like,
yeah,
it's really good.
Cool.
Like, yeah, they're smashing it. Like, there's a great scene out there. I mean, like, just Charlie Evans being there more full time now is like reason enough, right?
Yeah, definitely, exactly.
You got to get her to like take you back when she's over, like from the Eve show. Just be like, come on.
I'll make it.
Yeah. No, that'd be great. We'd love to see you out there more as well. That'd be brilliant. Taking back to the dish in the dirt. The next one's a nicer one. The next one's, who's the comedian in the locker room? Who can you always count on to make you laugh the most?
You put me on the spot, and I'm really bad at thinking on the spot.
I gotta give you something to think about. If Zizi needs a laugh, like really needs a laugh, who's the first person in your mind you're like, this person will like?
want to say myself again, but I can't. No, I'm just kidding.
Just look in the mirror, just deliver jokes straight to yourself.
No, because there's so many funny people. You know, he's from House of Pain, and in my opinion, he is like best promo in the country. He's phenomenal. It's this guy called Oscar Prospero.
Okay.
And he's so funny and so easy to make fun of as well.
Yeah.
Which I find funny, because usually I'm the butt of the joke, so somebody else being the butt of the joke is great. But yeah, no. Oscar, he's absolutely smashing it at the minute. Like his character work, his promo work is so good. But yeah, he's absolutely hilarious. Such a funny guy. Like, he always makes me laugh, like in the ring as well. Like, he's so funny. Comedic timing on point. But
those are the toughest ones, aren't they? Where you got to try and keep it stern, keep it in character.
Yeah, well, I unfortunately haven't had that many matches with him, but whenever I've seen him, he always cracks me up, like when I watch his matches and stuff.
Love that. Big up, Oscar. That's amazing. The next one is which member of the locker room would you absolutely, under no circumstances, let one of your family members date?
I feel like I've not got good answers, but Sash. Do you know who Sash is?
Yeah, I know Sash. Yeah.
Yes. He's the biggest knobhead I've ever met in my life, but I love him. Yeah, he's not, absolutely not. Is he dating any of my family members?
No?
No.
No? Oh, that's such a... He's going to be...
I love him. He's one of my best mates, but... he's just...
If one of your family members walked in through the door with him, like, in their arm, like, you'd be like, no, get out.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Brilliant. Oh, Sash. Been done dirty there. Oh, poor Sash. The next one is again, this one all comes down to taste. So again, like, take like the thinking time you need, but like, in your mind, outside the ring, who has the worst dress sense?
I want to say Sash again.
I think we've had Sash as an answer before.
Yeah, he's... Wait, no, I feel like I can think of a better answer.
Yeah. We've definitely had Sash as an answer before.
No, you know what? I'm going to say Ivy.
Really?
Every, like, turn up and she's got some horror t-shirt on, like... There's no style. It's always just like Pennywise, something like that. And I hate horror movies, so I'm justified. Yeah, Ivy, worst dress sense.
Amazing. Actually, I think Ivy said something about you hating horror movies as well when we had her on.
I hate them. I hate them. I'm such a chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely Ivy. She wears the same pair of shoes to every show.
Come on, Ivy.
Laces undone.
Oh.
Like, I don't get that.
That's outrageous.
The laces undone thing. It is outrageous.
That is outrageous. Ivy, what are you doing? You got to step it up. No more horror shirts.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, the next one's nicer. The next one's on the nicer side, so it gives you something nice to think about. So, we're talking inside the ring now. You forgot your gear for a show, and you need to borrow someone's gear. And we're talking like one size fits all. You can pick whoever you want.
Yeah.
Whose gear would you look at and be like, I could definitely pull that off?
I want to say man's gear, but that's kind of inappropriate.
We've had women say that before. Be like, obviously, like you're covered. Like, if you want to go for a guy's gear, like, we're assuming that everything that needs to be covered is covered.
You know what, Doris at the minute. Doris's new gear, the cargos with the like custom cargos, they're so cool.
That's pretty sick, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely Doris.
We had so this is really weird because we literally just had our chat with Ian Skinner go out. He's our last guest on the podcast, and he said the exact same thing. He was like, I want Doris's gear, but not to wear. He was like, I want it because he's got his lyrics to his song on it, and he wants to like learn the full song. So he just wants to sit there reading Doris's like gear until he knows the full song.
He does have the coolest cargo, and he's got the coolest song as well.
Yeah, he's got some sweet style. And he made his Eve debut as well in January. Can you that was crazy, right? Mm-hmm. Who would have seen that coming?
That was so funny.
That was Millie pulled it off so well. She was so good. Like, and again, like, knowing that much of the song is just like unheard of. Like, again, I know like the first little bit, and then obviously like the chorus part. But like I just after a first few lines, I'm like, no, I'm lost. I don't know what he's saying.
Yeah, no, it was so good. That's one of the like funniest things I've ever seen in a wrestling ring.
Yeah, because you thought you couldn't top it because like she came out and she was brilliant, and then she had the like it wasn't really a rap battle, but the rap battle with John Cena
with Sapphire, yeah. So good.
It was brilliant. It was so good. I don't know how they weren't just corpsing throughout that entire thing. Like
I definitely would have been.
It was gone. The next one is we end with a couple of two nice ones. So everyone in the locker room has invited you to a party on the same night. You can of course only go to one party though. Whose party would you go to? Who do you think would throw the best party, the one you need to be at?
I reckon Lana.
Yeah?
I think Lana would throw a sick party.
I imagine Lana throws like a pretty elegant party as well.
Yeah, I feel like it would start off elegant and slowly kind of go downhill the more we drank.
Yeah, she'd want it to start off classy, right? That's definitely a Lana party. I can see that. Like wanting it to start off classy, and then like a couple of hours in, you just see the slow slide down.
Yeah, no, she's so much fun. She definitely threw a good party.
Love it. And the next one I always say is it's the last one. I always say it's the most important one on the list. It's who would you want to be your partner during the zombie apocalypse?
Brady Phillips.
Oh, it's a great shout. I don't think Ivy would allow it. I think Ivy would probably want Brady for herself.
Yeah, no, she's not getting him. No.
But you guys have got the love of country music to bond you.
Yeah, he definitely would not pick me in a zombie apocalypse. I'd probably be the last person on the planet he would pick. But he's a beast, like actually not human. So I think I'd be safe.
I think you guys would make a pretty powerhouse team. Like I think that would be zombies.
I think you should ask him the same thing, and he would not agree.
Oh,
but I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
No, I don't think so. I think you're a bit of a powerhouse in the ring. I think like I've seen the way like you chuck people about. Like I think you could hold your own. But you don't like horror movies, so that's tricky.
No, I would be dead in 10 seconds. Probably, even if I had the best zombie killer as a partner. I wouldn't make it. Yeah. And I just want to be dead. I'd be like, get me out of this. This is awful.
Would it be like the crucial mistake of like you start running and then you're like, I shouldn't have run. I should have stayed where I was. And then like you just run into trouble.
Yeah, something like that. I'd probably run and then fall over my own feet and then get eaten.
That's not the way you want to go. That's not the way you want to go.
No, but I'm confident that's what would happen.
Well, I think that's a lovely way to end the feature. I think that's brilliant. And that brings it on nicely with Brady and Ivy and the link to TGW. See, it all fits perfectly well. Because I want to talk to you about your run there. Like, TGW, again, I said it to Ivy and I've said it to a few others as well. Like, it seems like a place that just seems to be doing everything right at the minute. Like, it seems like they're putting on really good shows that are really fun. The booking's really good. The crowd's really hot for it. Like, it seems like a really cool place to work at the moment.
Yeah. It's my favourite show ever to work, especially in that Leeds venue. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
But JC is absolutely smashing it. He's always got he's got such good cards booked. Like the professionalism is top notch. Like there's a lot of promoters out there that will not have the same respect that he does. You've always got photography, you've always got videography, you've always got good lighting, like good opponents. Like it's so much fun to work at True Grit.
And that must give you that like confidence as well, like in a different way to say say Dan and Eve, which we've already talked about, but like it must give you that confidence, like almost again actually similarly to like Dan, knowing that people have said like who we've had on the past is like he really gives you that freedom, like to go out there and express yourself and like takes your thoughts and the booking into account. Yeah,
and the great thing about True Grit is that I was like for a while a bit more of a fill-in, like a last minute, like they need somebody, can you come and be in the match, but then I slowly started to build up so that I got booked on True Grit regularly, and now I'm like pretty much every month I'll be on the show in some respect, and like to have that trust and being able to build up that trust with JC for him to not only give me a spot on the card but also give me great spots on the card, like I was in a no DQ match the other month and stuff like that. Like it means a lot.
Yeah, but I was going to say that no DQ match. We spoke to Ivy about that as well. Like that was like, did you say like you came through the cut and you were like, I want to do it again or something? Like you were like really pumped from it and like.
Yeah, it was so fun. I thought I would be more, I mean, I definitely felt it the next day, but I thought I'd be absolutely exhausted, like coming back, like, oh, I feel like I'm dead. But I had so much energy still. I was like, I could go for another 20 minutes.
And that must be like just really validating as well, like as someone who's like so like new into your career, relatively speaking, to like have made your way up to like almost like the top of the TGW card, like knowing you're a regular booking, knowing they want you there, knowing the crowd love you there. Like it must be really validating knowing that like you've made it in one specific promotion like so far in such a short amount of time.
Yeah, definitely. And especially like with it being True Grit as well, which is like a show I really believe in, that it could be one of the biggest shows in the promotions in the country one day. They always have a fantastic crowd every single month, no matter where they are. So it's like, it definitely means a lot.
Yeah, I think like, I always say like, it seems like, and again, I've not had the chance to go up there yet, which is really disappointing because I really want it, but I always feel like pre-pandemic, it was like TNT who were the underground promotion, and now they're big, like really big. And then it was North who were like the underground promotion, and now North are making it big. And now I feel like True Grit's like that next one, that one that's just waiting to be discovered, that one that's just waiting for that big break for people to sit up and be like, oh, these guys are doing things really well. Yeah,
I think so. And you know what? Like, he has 200, 300 people at every single show. So I'm like, how big could this show actually get? Like, they're not new, because I know that they worked before COVID, but like for me, and I think JC, he kind of sees this as like a fresh start, and they're still quite new in this fresh start, and for it to get as big as it has got in such a short period of time, like there really is no telling how big it could be in the next few years.
Yeah, for sure. And again, like you talk about your booking there, again, like it really conveniently, as we're speaking, like as this comes out, we're a week removed from your match there against Lana Austin. Again, who I don't think you'll be invited to a party now that you're having to face
it. I know, damn it.
But again, like as close as you and her and Ivy are, like, you know, maybe outside the ring, it seems like there's a bit of tension. There's a lot of tension. I say a bit. There's a lot of tension there with you guys at TGW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's what happened there? I mean, where did the friendship go?
I keep getting in the bloody way of things. Can't escape.
They can't just leave you to it.
Even when I'm not facing them, they're getting in the way.
Yeah, I was going to say, that match you had with Lucy Sky as well, they just had to get involved.
I had that match won.
Yeah. And again, like that must put another chip on your shoulder, just like want to go out there, give them their comeuppance that they deserve, because they're ruining your opportunities here.
Definitely. I'm going to take that title one day.
Oh,
if Rio doesn't get there first, I'll take it.
You gotta have a word with it. You're gonna be like, no, let me take it. Go on. And then you can face her for it. But like, yeah. I think that's the way it's got to be. I think again, Ivy and Brady, love them. I think they're great. I think they're the power. I think I call them like the power couple of like the north of England. But like, maybe you need to take them down a peg.
Maybe one day.
That's when Brady will turn and become like the full. You guys can go full country gimmick together.
Oh, I don't know how I feel about that.
That would be something, wouldn't it?
I don't have the right accent for it.
Yeah, but like anyone who puts on a country accent in wrestling is never great. Like, unless that's their natural accent. Anyone who's ever tried a country accent has never done it well.
So, I think there's so many people that are actually have the accents that should play the gimmicks that we don't need anybody else that's putting on the accent, unless you do it really, really well.
Yeah. I don't imagine that Brady could do it that well either. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Brady has a hell of a country accent, but like, I can't imagine it.
I would pay good money to see him in cowboy boots and a cowboy hat and singing country music.
I think it'd be great. I've suggested before on this show that we do like Brit Rest karaoke. Like, I know Lana does a Lana-oke, but like, I'm talking like a proper full show, no wrestling, all karaoke, just the wrestling. I think it'd be great, like an X Factor for Brit Rest.
Yeah. I think it'd be very funny. I doubt there's many good singers in Brit Rest, but maybe they'll surprise me.
What are you on about? You saying Lana Austin can't sing?
No, I'm not saying that.
No, but your silence in the middle spoke volume.
I think she's a fantastic singer.
You're just trying to get invited to that party now.
Yeah, I know. I just really want to get invited to a party.
Her and Rob all dressed up and then just manic by the end of it. Would be brilliant. It would be brilliant. If you get an invite, like try and get me as your +1. That'd be great. I'd love to see that party unfold.
100%. I think we should go to them together and be like, right, you need to put this party on and here's why, and it'd be great.
Oh, mate, everyone's going to be down in London in like a couple of months, right? AEW all in weekend. Like, perfect time, right? Post AEW party. Like, I think this could happen. Lana, if you're watching, like, make it happen. It's got to be done.
Well, you say that, you know what? I'm more than happy to have a party in Manchester or like Liverpool or somewhere like that.
I know, but everyone's going to be down south, aren't they? You got to come down for it. I know. I shouldn't say the North gets totally undervalued. I think like everyone always focuses on London, and it does upset me.
Yeah, I agree. I'm a Northern girl at heart. The North will always be, and the Midlands. Technically, I'm from the East Midlands. But, like,
I was going to say, like you say North, but that's its own like sticky subject in England, isn't it? Of like, is it North? Like, where is the divide?
Yeah, but I feel like with wrestling, it's like there's a North and there's a South. Yeah. And you mainly wrestle, like a lot of people do get to wrestle all over, but then there's also a lot of people that are like stick to the North or stick to the South. And so I'm definitely more North than I am South. I'm getting down there a bit, but I'm definitely more North.
Oh, for sure. Like, because I always think in wrestling especially, which I think is wrong geographically, but in wrestling I feel like people think the North is like above Coventry is like the North. Like, but it's not. Like, it's way further up, but like, I feel like the north of England, like wrestling-wise, again, I think less so now, but in the past has been really underappreciated for like the talent and the shows and everything. And I feel like, I always say like, I think the north is somewhat better. I think like it makes me upset that I don't live, like that I live in London, not just for the rent that I pay, which is horrendous, but
I can imagine.
Like for the shows you guys have like going on up there, I'm like, shit, like if I wish I could go to this week in, week out.
Yeah, I mean, you got what, like TNT, Wrestling in Newcastle, Soft Pro, North, True Grit, like there's so many. Yeah. I'm probably missing, so I can't remember.
I sort of like have lost track of who you mentioned. You mentioned a few there, but again, like you got, who is it? Out in Hull, I'm blanking on the name. It's G something, isn't it? Out in Hull. NGW. Yeah, I knew there was a G in there. Yeah, sorry, NGW. I'm really sorry. I feel really awful for blanking on that. They're putting on great shows. Like, they just had a huge show last year, didn't they, in December as well? Like,
yeah, I just missed that little section out. Yeah. They did have they had a massive show, like an arena show.
Yeah. And like again, you see it now because you see like the likes of your Progresses and like your Repros and stuff doing more shows up north as well, like because they know that's where the crowd is.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's great. I think you guys are smashing up there. You're doing great work. Well, that brings us like nicely onto our like closing feature of the podcast, and we've got to know your thoughts on the people in the locker room. But now we're going to get to know a bit more about Zizi, because this final feature is about you. This is called Anatomy of a Pro Wrestler, but this isn't about Zizi. This is about you outside the ring, and it's essentially just like what makes you you kind of stuff.
Oh God.
So again, like I'm going to put you on the spot, but these ones I would say probably aren't as difficult as like the dishing the dirt ones.
Yeah, you really got me with those ones.
Sorry, I like to put people on the spot a little bit. I can't give you too much pre-warning.
But I just wanted to answer myself to all of them.
You throw the best party. What party would you throw?
I would not throw the best party. No. I definitely wouldn't.
No, what's a Zizi party like?
It would be probably in Liverpool. I don't know. I don't think like...
You're going to have to throw one after Eve, though, down in London. Like, you're going to have to throw, like, the youngsters' party for the celebration of, like, when you've won the War Games match.
Yeah, I want to, you know what, I'm not having a party. We're going to go out. We're going to go to all cool gay bars.
Nice.
And have a great time.
And that sounds more fun. Yeah, I can get behind that. I like that. Well, now we're going to get to know a bit more about you with this closing feature. But again, I don't think the questions are that difficult. But, of course, take all the time you need with them. The first one is, what is your favourite post-pinfall pig-out?
The only one is McDonald's.
I was going to say...
It's not my favourite, but it's the only one.
I was going to say, like, we get that a lot. Like, I'll give you the scenario, because I always give it to everyone, so just to, like, obviously, for fairness. Let's say, like, show ends, everything's open, like, everything's on the table. What would you go for?
Oh. Probably a curry.
Nice. What do you go for?
I'm a bit basic with my choices. I love it. I love a chicken tikka masala.
I think that's fine though. Like tikka masala is decent. I think if you'd have said korma, we might have had problems.
Yeah, no, tikka masala and a plain naan.
Nice.
Love it.
Nice, decent. The next one, you're going to think they're all food-based. They're not all food-based, they're only the first two. But the next one is, it's the classic, like, what would your death row last meal be?
Dim sum.
Oh, that's
from Chinatown. There's a specific restaurant in Chinatown in London. They do the best dim sum. I love it.
In London? Do you know the name of it? Do you know the name? Because I've been to, like, I go to Chinatown with my partner a lot. And, like...
So my family had a favourite restaurant for the longest time, and then it got shut down due to a rat and cockroach.
Oh, lovely! Oh, brilliant!
Yeah, it was quite unfortunate. I'm still upset about it, to be honest. So
that's not the one you want to know is your favourite one. Like, oh, we went there all the time. Come on.
I know, but I never got sick. Like, it was a really great place. But now it's a place called the Golden Dragon.
Okay, I don't know that one. There's another one. It's like Legend something. Like it's like a white building in Chinatown, London, and it's great. Like really good dim sum there as well.
Oh really? I'll have to. I mean, you know what? I want to say I'll have to try it, but I won't because I'm loyal.
You're loyal. Can you send me a link to it? Can you let me know which one it is?
I will. It's so good.
Me and my partner will go there next time. Then I love Chinatown. Like Chinatown's so good.
It is. That's the one thing that I'm upset. Like the fact that the only reason I'm upset about not living in London is Chinatown.
That's like the only reason. Like it's like two reasons. It's like gigs and Chinatown are the two things that, like, in my mind, I convince myself it's worth the rent that I pay. It's really not, but like I convince myself. I'm like, yeah, this makes it worth it. Just this.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
The next one's really interesting because we spoke about your eclectic music taste, but now I'm sort of putting you on the spot with just one thing. Because it's the song that gets you the most hyped. Do you have to do hyped or like what's my favourite song? It can be like what's your favourite song?
Elton John, I guess that's why they call it the blues.
Oh, it's a great song. Your music taste really is eclectic. Mm-hmm. I love that's
it's
a great
very
song.
Random.
That's a great choice though.
Yeah, that's the only one. Like, I mean, there's so many songs that get me hyped, but any like set it off song or anything like that, I love it. But no, Elton John, my heart.
No, I love that. Set It Off are great as well, though. So, like, again, brilliant.
Yeah, I love Set It Off. They're probably one of my favourite bands.
Nice. Who else would you put in, like, do you have, like, a top, like, 3, 5, something like
that? Paramore.
Yes.
Paramore and Set It Off, probably my top 2. Paramore, you know what, actually, Paramore Fences. Fences is my joint favourite song with the Elton John song.
Fences is my favourite Paramore song, and I feel like it goes so underrated. I fucking love Fences.
It's so good. Yeah. Number 3 would probably be. Do you know a band called Bumpin' Uglies?
No, I don't know them.
They're so good. They're like they kind of remind me of Set It Off, but like a little bit more like bohemian.
Okay.
I don't know. They're really good.
I might check it out. I'll have to check them out because, like, again, my music is like pop punk to metal and everything rock in between, basically. I don't really deal with much else. I like a bit of classical and like stuff like that, but like not really much else out of that sphere.
No, Bumpin' Uglies, they're really, really good.
All right, I'll look at them.
And then I also I love Panic. I love Arctic Monkeys.
Nice.
I love Fall Out Boy.
Yeah, Fall Out Boy, great. Nice, some good choices. I like it. The next one is the movie that you show the locker room. I always say again, like it could be your favorite movie. I always say it doesn't have to be your favorite movie, just like the movie you think everyone should see at some point.
There's a film called What Happened to Monday. It's on Netflix. It's a sci-fi film. I'm a big science fiction fan because I'm a massive nerd. And I love that film. It's so good.
Okay, I might check that out. I like sci-fi as well.
It's about I won't spoil, but it's about 7 sisters. Like it's a what's it called when it's like society, a future and
like utopian sort of thing. Dystopian
future. Everyone's only allowed one child. If you have a second child, the child gets killed. Right? This lady gives birth to 7 children, 7 twins, all identical, and then dies. And then and the dad names them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And one of them, they're only allowed to go out in public on their day of the week, and they all have to dress exactly the same for it. And
that sounds insane. I love that.
And then one of them goes missing, and there we are.
I like that as an idea. Crazy. I like that. Yeah. I might have to check that out. Nice.
It's a really good film.
The next one I say to so many people is a bit of a throwback, but now you're going to make me feel old, because I think for you it's not so much of a throwback, because it's what was your first job?
Official job, I was a barista.
What about unofficial job?
Just like, I went to the pub for a little bit, but I don't know if I can really count that because it was a very short period of time.
Right.
I think I did maybe 3 shifts, and then never went back, and like just like dog walking and stuff like that. But yeah, my actual proper first job was a barista.
Fair. How did you find that?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love just being able, like I used to be really socially awkward and not very good at talking to the public, but I got really good at talking to people and being able to talk to people all day, making coffees. Like, I worked with great people. I loved it. I was sad to go.
Nice. Can you still make a good coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I can make a smashing cappuccino.
Hell yeah. Okay, nice. I like it. The next one gets a little deep because it's your greatest fear.
Mike Myers. Not the scary like the scary.
No,
man.
I was going to say the guy who plays Shrek and Austin Powers.
Cat in the Hat. I can't watch it. That's the scariest movie ever created. Gets me every time. Mike Myers, Austin Powers, that shit. I hate it. I can't deal with it. I'm so scared of him.
That's fair. I never really thought about it, but like, yeah, Cat in the Hat. Mike Myers' Cat in the Hat is terrifying. Like, that's like nightmare-inducing stuff.
It is. It really is. I'd rather watch Terrifier, and I'm scared of Terrifier.
What about something like Shrek, where you can't see? There's no resemblance to Mike Myers. It's only the voice.
I can deal with Shrek because it's like, because it doesn't look like Mike Myers, and Shrek isn't scary. He's just a big ogre. Yeah,
whereas Cat in the Hat looks like Mike Myers, and a cat like somehow had a child, and that's the result, and it looks a bit like
this giant hairy man, like weirdo, going in and friggin' taking children, messing up their houses. Oh, awful.
Yeah, no, I can see how that'd be scary. I can see that. Yeah, that's fair. The next one's a nicer one because it's your favorite animal.
I'm gonna say a dog.
Yeah.
I have 4. They're downstairs. I love
4?
them. Yeah.
What kind of dogs do you have?
Got a golden retriever, border collie, cocker spaniel, cockapoo.
Nice, adorable.
That's so cute.
Do you have a favourite?
Well, Lexi, the golden retriever, she is like my dog. So like my brother's got the border collie, and then like the cockapoo and cocker spaniel. Well, technically the cockapoo is my grandma's dog, and the cocker spaniel is like our family dog.
Right.
Yeah, so golden retriever, but I love them all.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lexi is my
unofficial favourite.
Yeah, unofficial.
I like that. It's a shame, kind of. We've had dogs on the podcast before. We've had a lot of dogs and cats on the podcast. It's been like really weird sometimes. Actually, we just have like dogs coming to screen.
Oh, I want to get her now.
You can do if you want.
I'll be back.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
A few moments later.
Lexi. Oh, she's getting tangled in the wire. Come on.
Oh, adorable. How old is she?
My girl. She's 6.
Oh, she's so cute.
She is. She's so soft and different. I love her.
Oh my god, that face. Yeah, it's adorable.
She's a bit soggy at the minute because she's been for a walk. So.
Oh, she's so cute.
She's just the chillest, softest dog.
I can see, like, there's no face in her at all. She's just up there, just like chilling.
Yeah, she has to deal with this quite a lot. So.
Being shown off.
Go on, Lex.
I can see why. She's adorable. Yeah, I get it. I love that. Yeah, she's very cute.
Thank you. She's going to chill under the table.
Nice. Now she can listen to you answer the final few questions I've got for you.
Yes.
The next one is that it's the only wrestling one on the list. It's what's your favourite match stipulation? Let's say you can pick one to be in and one to watch as well if they're different.
Ooh, to be in, I like no DQ matches, street fights, stuff like that, where you can be so creative and there's so much to use. To watch, maybe. Oh, maybe a cage match.
Yeah?
Or no, a ladder match. I like watching a ladder match.
Yeah? Ladder matches are good. Ladder matches are always a lot of fun.
Yeah, probably a ladder match.
Yeah, no, it's a good choice. I can't believe for ones to be in, I can't believe you didn't go for the classic stipulation of Dinosaur versus Hitman.
Was that an option?
Well, it can be. I guess you've had that match, so I guess it can be a stipulation,
Yes.
right?
And the stipulation is the loser dies.
Yeah.
That's my favourite stipulation.
Used to be
loser
loser leaves town. Eve just did, didn't they? Alex and Charlie, loser leaves the promotion. Like loser dies is that's a strong stipulation.
Yeah, that's my favourite stipulation.
Imagine being the promoter, being like, yeah, you're losing this match. You'd be like, what?
Or like, you know, like I can't imagine doing the hair match.
Oh. I mean,
that's crazy to me.
I'll be honest, your hair is frankly wonderful. Like, I think it's brilliant. Like,
yeah, I couldn't shave it. I think I just look really stupid bald. So many, like, some people absolutely kill it, but I've got a massive head. I look like an egg. It just would not be a good look if I went bald. So I can't.
There are those apps, aren't there? There's like the face thing on Snapchat, isn't there, where you can like see like different things.
Yeah, then you can make yourself bald. It's not a good look. Nobody wants to see that.
No, I think you're safe for now. But again, maybe, I mean, I don't know if the guys at TGW are going to watch it. If they're watching this, like, if things get any deeper between you and like Ivy and Lana, like something may have to happen.
I'd rather do a loser dies match. I'm kidding, but.
Although, are you though? Are you?
Not really.
What if I said to you, if that was a stipulation, whose head would you rather shave out of Ivy and Lana?
Ivy, 100%. I would love to shave her head one day. She would never let me, or shave it off, but I would 100%.
Just so you know, I'm going to put it out there now, like, just so you're aware, this is one of those things that's getting clipped and being put on Twitter right now. That's because I think this is something people deserve to know.
Yeah, I'd absolutely love to shave her head.
No, I love it. I think
tiny head.
Yeah, I think that could be very interesting. Only got a couple left. The next one is your favourite place in the world.
Sydney, Australia. Yeah. I love it. It's a beautiful city.
Yeah. I've heard that. I want to go. Australia's so far. I'm like, I don't know if I could do it. I really don't like flying.
It's so worth it though.
Yeah.
I'm 100% gonna move there. Gonna move back there one day.
Yeah.
I love it there. Yeah, honestly, and just the weather, everything about it. But yeah, Sydney, it's a great city.
Well,
I'm from Brisbane, but.
And Brisbane. I've heard Melbourne as well is like top tier, but like.
Melbourne. The issue with Melbourne is that. No, I'm not dissing Melbourne at all. It's a great city, but the weather is mental there.
Is it?
Like some days it's 40 degrees, some days it's friggin' 10. Like it's all over the place. Where like Brisbane and all of that, where I'm from, you're always gonna have nice hot weather.
Nice. Okay, Melbourne is like the UK of Australia.
Yes, I think a lot of people move there from the UK because it's like kind of the climate and a bit more similar. I think it's still hotter in Melbourne than it is in the UK, but it's more similar.
Sure.
Than somewhere like Cairns or something, which is crazy hot.
Yeah, it's fair. Well, I hope you're still here for a little while because just selfishly, like, it's really fun watching you in the ring. But if you were to move back, like, still while you were wrestling, I think Australia need to be a bit terrified.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I mean, the scene is like really good over there, but it's not as good as it is in the UK. And obviously everything is so close to the UK that it's all drivable.
Yeah.
So I think wrestlers have it a lot harder in Australia.
Oh yeah, like again, almost like people we've had on from Australia and America where they like talk about the journeys between like cities. Like when we had Charlie Evans on, she was like, oh, like, yeah, to get to like the next nearest city to me is like an 8-hour drive. I'm like, what?
That's mental.
How do you do that? How do you live that way?
Yeah, that's crazy. And like, not only that, because everything's so spread apart and it's not as big over there. Like when the show that I wrestled at, there was three girls in the match, and they only ever wrestle each other.
Yeah.
They never wrestle anybody else other than each other. And to me, you won't improve as quickly than if you're wrestling people that are better than you, constantly getting matches with new people. So like, I'll definitely be in the UK for a little bit longer because I love the scene over here.
Yeah, I think that's so spot on though, isn't it? Like, again, Like, the Aussie scene is growing, and like it is like I think really underrated still. But like, and like you say, like it's so far between places that like a lot of the cards are like you see the same people more often than not. And like like you say, the variety is what helps you grow as a performer, right? Wrestling different people and stuff. And that's why you see so many like from Australia and stuff come over here or to America to like learn, because there's just a lot more to be able to do.
I think, I agree. I think it's better in like Sydney and Melbourne and stuff like that, to be fair. But I just know where I'm from, it's not that big. But it's always like, I think everyone, and this is what I said to the girls at the show. I was like, it's hard, but if you can, come over to the UK because you'll learn so much getting to wrestle all these different types of people.
Bring them over next time. Next time you go back, smuggle them in your suitcase. It'll be fine.
I'll only get arrested. But yeah, it'll be fine.
That's it though. That's it. It's not like they're going to shave your head. So I think it's worth it. And the final on the list is I'm going to say you can't say Australia because I'm not sure if you count that as a holiday. It is, but like it's like second home for you as well. Yeah. So like, what is your dream holiday destination?
Hawaii.
I'm gathering that you like the sun.
I do like the sun. You know, I love everywhere. I like traveling. I love Europe and all. Like, I want to go everywhere, but Hawaii, it's so beautiful.
Yeah. What sort of like holiday are you? Do you like chill out, or are you like adventurer?
Adventure. I want to go see everything. I want to go to all the museums. I want to do like all the like bungee jumping, skydiving. Maybe like one day by the pool, but other than that, no, I want to go out and do stuff.
Nice. Love it. I love it. Well, that brings an end to that feature and nearly an end to the podcast as well, because I've got one final question for you, Zizi, and it's not been left by me because we have a closing tradition on the podcast where our last guest leaves a question for our next guest without any context of who they're going to be leaving it for. So we always get a lot of very random questions. And this one that's been left to you is very interesting. Are you a gamer at all?
I dabble a bit in Minecraft.
Okay, see, this is different. This is quite different to Minecraft, but but I got to ask it because that's the format of the show. So the question you've been asked is, would you rather, in terms of video games, which one would you rather play for the rest of your life? Here Comes the Pain or TNA Impact, the game?
I don't play a wrestling game. What's Here Comes the Pain? Do you know what it is?
It's the WWE one. It was released in. Let me get the year. Let me let you know who's on it. I know it, but I can't say I've ever played it. That was released. When was it released? 2003. So it's got that era guys on it. But I think like Here Comes the Pain is famously known as not being the best video game. But it's a cult classic because of that.
I'm going to go with Here Comes the Pain because it was released in the year I was born.
Yeah?
So that's where I'm
I'm not going to lie, that slightly sickens me that you were born in 2003. I'm not going to... That hurts. That really cuts deep.
Sorry. You just mentioned that and I was like, yeah, I've got to go with that one. That's the only one that I can relate to. I mean, I would play any wrestling game, but they're really expensive.
Oh, all games are so expensive. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. It's so bad. For reference... TNA Impact, the video game, is rated 3.6 out of 5 on Amazon. But Here Comes the Pain is rated 4.2, so clearly a lot better. Get your question for our next guest after we finish recording. But Zizi, thanks so much for coming on the Grapple Theory podcast. It's been an absolute pleasure having you here. I hope you've enjoyed it.
I have. Thank you for having me.
Of course. No, it's been a pleasure. I can't wait to see everything you get to do in the next year. So that is we've got 2 closing questions here, and the next one is sort of if we were having this chat this time next year, and I said to you, had it been a good 2024 for Zizi, what would constitute that? What would constitute a good next 12 months for you in the ring?
Just enjoying myself. That's something that I've really struggled on, is kind of constantly being like, what's next, and putting so much pressure on myself that I've stopped enjoying wrestling. So definitely just focusing on having a good time and always looking forward to the shows and always looking forward to my wrestling and stuff like that. I wouldn't have a goal for a promotion. I just want to have fun. Love that.
I love that. And that brings us nicely on to our closing question, because it's tradition here on the Grapple Theory podcast to leave the last word to our guest, the last bit of promo time to you. So if anyone sees Zizi on a match card, on a match poster near them, TGW or at Eve or anywhere else in the country, anywhere else in the world, if someone sees you on a match card near them, comes to check out the show, why is Zizi going to steal the show?
Because I'm cool as fuck. I have a cool light up jacket, and everyone should come and see that.
I think it's worth it just for that.
Mm-hmm.
The jacket
Definitely.
is like top tier ring gear, I think.
It's my favourite thing ever. Yeah, that's what I'd say. Come see the jacket.